Come on, listen, Jess. You got her show is the best. Come on, listen, Jess, because the show is the best.
Hey, guess what? We're live.
Hey, it's Spooky Town! Happy Halloween! It's just the Ska Kid. We're at the B&B. It's Wednesday night. I've been thinking all day that it was Thursday. It is not Thursday. The band that we were supposed to have on doesn't have a drummer, so isn't joining us. And so we're doing this. We're doing Halloween music. There you go. I'm all thrown off because I'm like, wait a second. I used to say it's just the Ska Kid and the Knights of the Round Table.
We're Halloweenering it up. Gift points. Actually, I'm gift points and Professor Baron von Frankenstein.
And I'm Francesca. If you've ever seen, if you have or haven't seen, we're characters from Mad Monster Party. If you've never seen it, check it out.
Please do.
It's really cool. It was Rankin Bass's Halloween movie, and we found it a few years ago, and it's just become like our staple. We watch that, just like we watch the Halloween That Almost Wasn't, another ancient movie.
Jeez.
You know, Garfield Halloween.
Cinematic masterpiece, that is.
And and tonight's beer, it's a cold brew coffee pumpkin nitro. Ta-da!
Nothing better than, after 9 o'clock to have
It's coffee.
coffee.
It's pumpkin. It's beer. It's all of the things.
What am I talking about? I could drink coffee all day.
Also with us is Chris, right? They can see you. You're on.
They can't see me, but they can hear me.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Well, the man behind the mask there is also joining us, the one who makes all of the things go for us. With that, I guess, I don't know. Let's jump into music. You guys want to jump into music?
Jump in that shit.
Jumping.
I got the body of a man and the mind of a boy. You see my wrist are stiff by my sexy mix. How do I face a world where my face won't fit in? I try to hide these scars and stitches in my skin. I'm a teenage Frankenstein, ugly body and a twisted mind. Teenage Frankenstein. Tell me that you understand, and don't you go hiding your face in your hand. I could be happy with a young girl by my side, but all I seem to do is run away and hide. I'm a teenage Frankenstein, ugly body and a twisted mind. Teenage Frankenstein. Teenage Frankenstein, ugly body and a twisted mind. Teenage Frankenstein. Just your rejection don't bother me. I just can't stand people staring at me. I don't need love, but I don't want hate. Why do I feel as born too late? I'm gonna take myself away from here. Yeah, yeah, to a place where I can feel no fear. What use is living if I'm always on my Frankenstein, ugly body and a twisted mind, a teenage Frankenstein. I'm a teenage Frankenstein, ugly body and a twisted mind, a teenage Frankenstein.
Live point.
1 Foot in the Grave. Teenage Frankenstein. I really like the name of that band. So a lot of the music you're going to hear tonight, I heard from different Halloween mixes that I found on this YouTube channel called Vintage Obscura. So started off, this YouTuber started off creating these various Halloween mixes that were rare finds of things. And then he, because of such popularity, broke off. And so now he was doing one a month. So there's like at least, I think there's 9. He didn't do one for October of these little vignettes. And then he's got different like music to play in an empty room. And so if you like new and different and never before heard music because it's like buried in the archives of musicdom, check out his channel, their channel. I don't know what they are. They're an entity online. And enjoy some interesting music. Everything that I have heard on these mixes, I've loved, and they're from all over the world. Japan and Russia and different parts of South America. It's pretty neato.
You know, one thing, since 7th grade, dressing up in a Halloween costume has always been difficult. I always have to incorporate glasses. And everything that I've always wanted to dress up as, they never had glasses.
No?
No.
I guess maybe you should learn how to wear contacts.
Anywho, there's my gripe.
Would you consider LASIK?
I've actually thought about that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it too. I want to take a laser and stick it in your eye and then see what happens if you see everything clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's what's supposed to happen.
Stick spoons in my eyes too. So
what was the name of that guy who was in American Horror Story, though? The little guy? He's like in Coven. He's like the little warlock.
His name is.
Do you know, Chris?
I do not know.
You don't know? God damn it. I'm going to look it up. So the song that just played was my pick. The next song is Kif's pick. I don't know if any of our other Knights of the Round Table gave a fuck and put any music in there. Sam sent me something at 8:45 that isn't on YouTube. So sorry, Sam.
So
thanks for coming, Scarecrow.
Yeah, this next song is by the Undead, and it's one of those all-time movie monster favorites. Invisible Man, which is like one of my favorites, even though it's like, I guess not as scary as other monsters, but like he's just.
Pause. Before we play this song,
What?
how is he a monster? How does the Invisible Man get thrown into Dracula, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster? How is he a monster? Or is he just spooky because you can't see him?
He's just spooky because you can't see him, and then he's like.
He's a manster.
He's a manster.
Oh my goodness, and the puns. Okay.
But and here we go.
right by the invisible man. But you never see me crying, no matter how I try. The invisible man, it's like I don't exist. You can't fake it 'cause you know it's true. I used to be just like you until that fateful day when I became the invisible man. I used to have a normal brain, but does it drive anyone insane? I spit in your face, the invisible man. Can't you see I'm dying? It's such a disgrace, the invisible man. The way that you react, you can't fake it 'cause you know it's true. I used to be just like you until that fateful day when I became the invisible man. When you see me coming here, the woman screams, children cower in fear. It's not my choice, the invisible man, ejected from the human race. You walk right by the invisible man, but not a word I say gets through. You can't fake because you know it's true. I used to be just like you until that fateful day when I became the invisible man. The invisible man. It could be you.
The Manster. It was I love that, Chris. That was wonderful. Well done, sir. Great
you.
fun.
Like the first time I saw that movie, I was a little kid, and it confused me because I didn't see it from the beginning. I saw it when he started to paint his ears so you could see him, and it's really cool how they did that kind of effect that long ago.
I've never seen that movie. My first Halloween movie that I was allowed to watch was Pet Cemetery. My mom allowed me in the 5th grade to have a Halloween party because I love Halloween. And I wanted to go as like a vampire sexy thing, whatever the fuck it in 5th grade you're trying to do, which was really a cape that I was just like, whatever. But we had a few people over and my mom, I remember her getting permission from the other kids' parents and they were like, they've already seen worse. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. That movie scared the shit out of me. Fucking the sister in the attic going, Rachel, with her fucking weird ass back was like, I'm never gonna sleep again.
So many bones.
It was so scary. And then Gage, the little kid, is like, bites the fucking guy's throat and then cuts his Achilles tendon. Or actually, vice versa.
That part is pretty brutal.
Ugh.
It's like I felt that.
Yeah. So
I've had my heel cut.
I do have to say, maybe some of the scariest movies I've seen though all revolve around the paranormal. Like The Conjuring is a real, like, that story and that family, like just like the Amityville Horror, unexplained fucking evil spirit shit is scary as fuck. Also, the Blair Witch scared me horribly too, which was like our next Halloween movie.
Someone's half face and like boogers all
Whatever,
over.
it was scary as hell. You ever been lost in the woods? Yup. And you know who didn't give a fuck? This guy. I was fucking scared. So scared. I knew we were going the wrong way.
We're gonna make friends with a porcupine.
No.
So whatever.
Not okay. You don't get lost in the woods. Animals
Those
and witches
things are
eat you.
pretty large. Never seen one up close.
How about you, Chris? What's your Halloweeny remembrances of movies past?
Poltergeist.
That's a scary one too.
Always, yeah. Caroline.
I think the best, like the scariest part though, is like the real skeletons they use. And also
Right.
the fucking tree comes through and grabs that kid. We lived in a house that had a tree like that. And so I remember one October, I'm like, my mom would let us like take turns sleeping in her room with her. And I was sleeping on the floor and I'm like, you could see the tree moving. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die tonight.
But the best part of that movie is when that guy peels his
Oh,
face
his
off.
face. I don't remember that part. And there's like things that come out of
Was
the
it?
sink too, right? I don't know. Shit.
Now I'm remembering like several movies like mixed together. So
Because there's like 3. How many poltergeists?
There were 3.
3?
the second
3,
one-
yeah. I just remember the TV.
But
Where
they
she would
did a
get sucked
remake
into the
too.
static.
The third one was like the aunt and uncle's high-rise apartment building in their parking garage. No,
I don't think I saw any more. Like, if I was scared, I wasn't gonna go back to be scared more. How about more music?
how about that?
How about that? The next song that we're gonna play is another, like most of these are all monster things, and I think it's interesting having selected these songs that, you know, in the 50s and 60s, the lore surrounding monsters was what was scary. You have the Blob, you have Dracula, you've got all of these made up fictitious creatures that was horror to people. So this next song is by King Horror. It's reggae. It's called Dracula, Prince of
And we're back.
Mama. Anywho, so Halloweens of years past. Do you have a favorite Halloween of years past?
That's a really tough one to narrow down to just one. I do remember the first haunted house I went through.
What was your first haunted
It
house
was
story?
When, I was still living in St. Charles, Illinois, which is close to Elgin and Aurora. Never been. It's right near the Fox River. My brother and sister, they weren't in the haunted house, but their school. Me for being like, I think I was 4. It was scary as fuck. So I remember so like one part of it, like more than it was like it was this guy dressed up as Frankenstein, but his head was bigger than his body. I don't know why. Like there was a strobe light on him and he had chains on him, and it was just growling. And I just remember that more than anything else, and I just like I froze, and my mom had to like just drag me through the rest of it because I didn't.
I was
But I think that was kind of like the pinnacle moment that I'm like, man, I really like scary stuff.
Oh, see, I was a wuss puss for a long time, and my mom was sick of me being scared of everything. So we went to Jerry Smith's pumpkin farm, and my brother and his friend Adam decided to hijack Dr. Destruction's bus, because at the time it was just his bus. And they drug me through this thing, locked me in there, and then scared me at the end of it so that I would get over being scared of things. And I don't know if it worked or not. And really, why I was so scared of stuff was just because of the fucking trauma I was experiencing as a kid with like
There
the
you go.
dysfunction going on in my home. So like my mom did that for all sorts of stuff. I was scared of roller coasters. This bitch like was like, sure, you can walk through. Nope, grab me, shove me in a seat, threw the fucking restraint on me, and it clicked. And she's like, ha ha, I gotta ride it now. And I was like, ah. So that was my like get over all of your scary shit, was she just made you do it. And I don't know. I can't say it helped me get over it. I ended up working in haunted houses afterwards. They still scared me, but it was more empowering. So,
Do you like roller coasters now?
oh yeah. And actually I'm super thankful. So when our kids were in elementary school, their school participated in this reading program that if you read for 6 hours, you got a ticket to go to Six Flags. And so we would take them every year because they're avid readers, and that was easy, quick, done, free tickets. So then we'd find like the buy one, get one half off ticket. So it was a fun, cheap way to go have a day at the park. And what was that? 2, maybe 3 years ago now, our kids were finally tall enough to like ride stuff. And our son Alex was like, everything, didn't give a shit. He was like, let's go. And I was like, yeah. Lily, our daughter, terrified of everything. And then the only ride Lily wanted to ride is the thing I'm scared of, which is the fucking giant drop. I was like, wait a second, out of all the roller coasters in the goddamn park, you want to take the thing that takes you however many feet in the air and drops you straight down. Why? Okay. So I wasn't gonna wuss puss out of that one, because you can't let your kids show you up. one thing about being a parent I have found is that like I can't let the things that scare me control me. So when I'm in certain situations, I have to rise above that fear. So like I hate swimming in open bodies of water because I do not like feeling any of like the possibility that fish will touch me or like whatever, or seaweed or any of that. I don't like it. But you know what I won't
Watercress.
do? I won't show that I'm scared in front of my kids because I don't want them to learn fear about things that I'm scared of, because it's not a healthy thing. Really hard to do as a person, but so like fun parenting tip of the day. Anyways, the next song Kip
Fun
picked,
parenting tip. Don't wuss out.
don't be a wuss puss.
The next one is my pick. It's from a Swedish punk band called Terrible Feelings, and they're since disbanded
They're so
a
good.
few years ago, probably more than a few, but I discovered this years ago, just going down one of those wormholes of just like, oh, suggested track here. Got to this. I was like, wow, this band's awesome, and Swedish punk is
Awesome.
Soon come the acid rain, piercing through our flesh. How lucky that you've learned how to fend for yourself. Can you live through 7 years of winter and decay? Not realizing what a dupe you were made. What a dupe you were made. No more
We don't know how you make curds and whey.
But anyways, we're back.
Hey, Chris, how about you? What's your first, if ever, haunted house experience?
I have only been to like a couple haunted houses and didn't really enjoy them that much. I was kind of bored, more than scared.
You
It
were
just kind of was
bored?
like, yeah. I don't really like they're scary, but it's just, I don't know.
What are you scared of? How about we have that conversation? What are you scared of?
Snakes. I think that's
an
probably the
argument.
big one. Yeah. Heights,
Another one.
mansters.
Mansters? Those are wolf mansters.
Just call me low budget werewolf.
Oh!
Look, shooters in the crowd.
What are you scared of? Thanks. Ominous voice from above.
We asked you. Water.
You're scared of water?
Like
Swimming.
giant open bodies of water.
Good, we're gonna teach you how to swim. Get over it.
I didn't say that.
On a cruise.
You know what? Water is for drinking and washing clothes.
And your body, you gross ass punk kid.
Showers.
Don't be like a turkey. That's
No.
They will legit drown. They're so stupid as birds that they don't know to look down. If they look up and it's raining, they will legit drown.
No, not to do that.
You
I
also
am not
aren't
a
turkey. No turkeys.
No, I'm not.
Sam, do you like haunted houses?
No.
No. Have you ever been to one?
Yeah, I kind of fall into the categories, Chris, where you just kind of go there. There's like,
I'm bored.
Yeah, they're not real. So it's like,
Have you
Well,
ever?
I get more scared
Okay.
at movies
you get past
than
the
I
idea that
do
some
at a
of
haunted
them are-
house.
They're very much so
This
my
is
age.
That's a
their
great question
job.
then.
This is their job right now.
Excuse me. I scared so many people when I worked at a haunted house. I had people fucking piss themselves, throw up, grab me, like jump all over the. It was great. That feeling of, ha ha, got you, motherfucker. Felt so good. It was such a weird, empowering thing. And like, the first haunted house I ever worked at was Kemper Center Haunted House. And it was really pop scares. Boo! Like we popped out around the corner. I worked with Trevor and he was like a doctor and I was a patient. Like sometimes we'd make him look all cut up and we'd push him around on a gurney and we'd like scare him. There wasn't really anywhere to hide. So I don't know why anyone was really terribly scared. But then when I went to the other Fright Night on 50, I was the front door girl. So I got to be offensive and tell jokes and like, boo. They first put me in the cornfield. And I was the first night I would jump onto the trailer of the tractor and pull myself up and like, rah, which scared people because they didn't expect you to get close. Well, after doing that for like a whole night, my arms got tired. Also, I was high. I almost got ran the fuck over. And no one was impressed. So they moved me into the house where I was the back last scare. And then I got moved to the front because the front door girl quit, which was great. And then I did Lily's haunted house at Greveno as a parent volunteer. I scared the shit out of those kids. They weren't even ready. But some of the parents worked at Fright Night with me. And I was like, holy shit, I remember you. I was like 18. What's up? So full circle.
No,
It was really fun to work them.
the first time I ever scared anybody was like, she's like, do that again. And I think later that year, I pissed her off, and she tried to hit me with a vacuum cleaner hose.
I've actually seen like paranormal activity shit though. So like that's why that stuff really scares me. Have you ever seen I know you've been part of it.
Yeah.
We actually talked to a ghost one time. It was creepy. How about you, Chris? Any ghosts?
No, not at all.
No?
Nothing.
Oh.
No experiences in that at all.
I've had far too many, including actual visualizations and like orbs and scary fucking shit that I can't explain. And I swear to God, they want to talk to me, and I don't want to talk to them.
Everyone wants to talk.
Everyone, dead or alive, wants to talk to me. Oh my God. Oh, sorry.
On the other hand, every old person wants to touch my face.
Oh my gosh. They do. They want to pet him. We go places and these old ladies are like, you remind me of my dead husband. And they'll pet his face.
Why?
He got, okay. Way back yonder, we had eaten a 10 strip of acid, and Kif decided the next day we were having what we called a blended family breakfast. So when Kif and I met, we had kids. We knew a bunch of other people in the scene. No, we didn't. We knew a bunch of other people in the scene that had kids but didn't feel comfortable bringing them anywhere. So we wanted our house to be a safe space for all of the miscreants to bring their offspring, so we could have that social experience. We're coming down. Kif goes to the store to get stuff so that we can make breakfast. And he texts me and he's like, but why? This old woman, she had to be in her 80s or 90s, stopped him and was like, you remind me of my dead husband, and started petting his face. So like,
I forgot my list.
That's what he texted me. He's like, I don't have my list, and she's touching me, and I was like, you're really being petted. Yeah. So I guess don't go grocery shopping.
Googly moogly.
After you're deciding to come down from acid, because old ladies will pet your face. I talk way too openly about things.
Anyways,
we got another song. It's one that we mutually picked because our friend V is in this band. This is the Crombies from Chicago, Illinois. If you've never heard of them, check them out. I love them. Mainly I love V. I love V. And today's hump day, and every hump day we talk to each other because of an old 1970s
Spaghetti
commercial.
Day.
It's Spaghetti Day. So anyways, this is a cover of the Munsters theme called Monster Ska. Their own thing.
little tidbit of info. When that record came out, we got to see them play that live a bunch. But the highlight of seeing them play, they played with Rhoda Dakar, and I got video of it. I got some awesome pictures, and it was fucking awesome.
Did you post those pictures?
I did. My video has they
took it down.
They took it down.
She took it down.
Yeah.
So that, like, I did try to reach out to Rhoda, and I was like, so this is my name and what I do. And I don't think they were having it. And she was like, nope, copyright, delete, delete, delete. And I was like, ooh, all right, cool.
But anyways, it was cool to see that. And
we took Josie with us.
we did.
They took forever.
They set
For
up
them
for
to
like
play.
3
They-
fucking hours.
Oh my God, the show. So the door said like 10,
It didn't go on until
like fucking midnight, 1 o'clock. I was
Yeah.
like, what, dude? I'm dying. Because it was
that
in
was
the upper
only
part.
band playing.
Yeah, it was the Crombies and Rhoda, and the Crombies backed her, and that was it. And it was like, what is going on? Like, your sound guy doesn't, what the fuck? Like, I'm an old person. I want to go to a show. I want you to be punctual, and I want to go home so I can lay in my bed. When it gets to be 2:30 in the morning and like we're still not done yet, I'm tired.
Like it's 2:30. I want to be like 9 hours into my sleep.
What? We feed him borscht, and then he goes to bed at 6.
Yes.
We tuck him in after like Jeopardy.
No wonder all the old ladies like you.
Yeah, I just smell old too.
You smell old?
Sure.
I don't know.
Musty.
I don't think he smells
He-
old.
He doesn't shower.
Well,
He's
that's-
afraid of the water.
That's not.
He smells old.
Old people have this weird, sickly, sweet smell of decay. I don't think that it's maybe it's poor. It's not poor hygiene. They're fucking dying and their body's rotting. Like, that's about it.
Like my skin's
I
turning
think they can smell
transparent.
less
You
if
can
they
see all
shower
of my
more.
veins.
Yeah. Ugh.
Anyways.
Don't do those things. Anyways, the next song is by Desmond Decker, another monster song. It's called Dracula. No.
One rainy night, as I was walking on the beach, I met a girl. Believe me, folks, she was fabulous. I held her hands, she held mine too. She smiled at me. Believe me, folks, she was a Dracula. So beware, my friends, for she's pretty smart. She has a face like an angel and eyes like blazing fire. Her teeth is gruesome, ready to slick your veins. Do not fall in love for that girl. She is a Dracula. pretty smart. She has face like an angel and eyes like blazing fire. Her teeth is gruesome, ready to slick your veins. Do not fall in love for the girl. She is a Dracula. I said, do not fall in love for the girl. She is a Dracula. Oh, baby, do not fall in love for the girl. She is a Dracula. Beware, I said.
There's a restaurant that they sell the eggs to for contribution.
Jessica. What was that, Jason? You won't get very far.
Where are you going, Jason? You won't get very far.
What the fuck horror movie was that
It's
from?
called Horror
Hotel.
Hospital.
Right.
Or some
It wa-
dumb shit like that.
It was a weird British
God.
horror movie we ended up watching where this guy is in a punk band in England during what would you say rock band?
It was like late 60s, 1970 rock. So it was like kind of groovy, but it was like still kind of snotty, but like
The lead singer gets
Not
on stage and
that
he's like
cool.
a dick, and he has to go on holiday because he does too many drugs, he's snorted too many things, and he drinks too much.
That's right.
So he goes to sober himself out to this place in the country, and not a joke, the whole he meets this girl in the train, they fuck,
Like right away.
and then they end up at this thing together where they just bed together. And they're like, the whole premise, I think, is this gross guy is trying to make zombies. And they end up escaping. And the gross guy, who's like a blob, who I think maybe was supposed to be burned, but you don't really know.
He looked like
He
a
ends up-
candle guy.
Yeah, he ends up.
But like he looked
being-
like peach mud.
Yeah, it was gross. He ended up taunting these people, and they escape, and he ends up
Isn't there one,
in the
a
muck.
part of the movie where there's there's a dead girl in the bed and like taxidermy. Is that the same movie?
No, that was the other one we watched after, and I don't remember that one. But another castle in the middle of nowhere where she goes for a run, and then yes, weird. I don't remember.
That's right.
Tubi. You want weird fucking B, C, Z horror movies? Check out Tubi. Also, I heard about a lot of weird horror movies that we've been checking out through various additional Halloween mixes called Mulandondo. I think Sunny Boy 666 is the YouTuber who posts those mixes, and that he'll clip in old commercials and advertisements for these off films, and then play really weird music. And so I was like, I wrote all these things down. A lot of these Christopher Lee is in. A lot of these are fucking boring. We fall asleep. They're not scary, and they're just kind of ugh. I can't stay awake. What's the plot?
But he's been knighted, and he has a fucking metal band, but he's fucking just
He's dead.
yawn.
The next song is Kip's Pick. Do you remember?
Oh, from the Hive's first release, I think most of them were 17 years old when this record came out. Again, another Swedish punk band. Great.
They're Swedish?
Yes.
Oh, thanks for educating me. I didn't know.
But they're only a few years old. I'm nearing there. But anyways, this is called The Stop. We're again back.
Back. So October is one of my favorite months because I love all of it. The aesthetic is wonderful. From the start of October to the end of October, you get to watch the transition where we live of the seasons from warm to cold. And I don't know, we've lucked out the last few years where it's been beautiful and sunny, and we've gotten to watch the leaves change around our yard, and we always have a garden, so we get to watch really the death of things happen. But I don't know, fall to me smells great. I love pumpkin things. I know people are like, ew, fuck pumpkin things. I love pumpkin things. And I think people should embrace that. We grow pumpkins, so we have tons of those, and we make our own pumpkin stuff.
It's
We
the
go
only thing in the yard that like we get a lot of.
we go apple picking every year, and then Kif makes cider, and I don't know, we just
I am gonna make some and put some booze in it.
yes, I think that's what's going to happen for our Halloween party on Friday. If you're watching this and you live in the area and you want to come meet who we are in person, go ahead. I invite you to be resourceful and figure out where we live and come hang out with us. You have to come in costume. You must bring wood. You have to BYOB or BYOG and bring a dish to pass. I don't really know what we're planning on serving quite yet, but you know,
I don't know either.
it's always a fun time. I love that you get to dress up. I love, like, I used to not like horror movies, but I like the goofy, like, I don't, Beyond the Door. That one's pretty good. You should watch that one. It's weird as fuck, but super good.
I think I've had a lot of play into getting into that genre of movies because I honestly could watch horror movies all year. It's just like
No,
there's so many to see, and I'll never see them all.
no, because Kip starts them and falls asleep. No, Kip's always like, let's watch a horror movie. And I'm like, no, I'm scared. Don't fall asleep. And then he
No,
falls
be
asleep
fine.
and I'm like, turn it off. Blood and guts and gore don't bother me, but like certain things really creep me out. And like then I have to pee and then I have to walk through our whole house alone. And like that is worrisome. And I don't know.
You
It
know,
just
going to the bathroom is so horrific.
sometimes it is in the dark. It
But,
can be scary.
I mean, there are those realistic horror movies, and some of my favorites are even science fiction because it's just like so out of this world, like it doesn't even fucking make sense, and it's like, wow, this is like so fucked up.
So with you saying that,
Yeah.
just as a reminder, Chris, the man behind the show, will not be with us next week or the following week after that, and we don't have any guests, so it will just be Kif and I, and we plan on going through submissions that people have sent us, and if they're none good, we'll just come up with that. But like,
Yeah.
that weird sci-fi thing makes me think of holy shit, giant spider, holy shit, giant spider.
What are we going to do?
What are we gonna do now? And what is that? What's that other song about going to the movies, but it has to be science fiction? So
Cold Warps.
we'll probably play those two songs.
Well,
So Chris,
yeah.
wherever you are enjoying your wonderful music festival, I hope that you are able to at least view it afterwards and give us constructive criticism in hopes that we can continue to improve this
Because,
show.
there's so much music sent to the email and
Oh
all
my
that stuff.
God.
It's like,
I just
how
don't,
did you get this address? And
we know
why
how.
are- Right.
So
But it's just like, I don't even know.
so we had on our show over COVID.
These are also strong. I'm sorry.
What? Okay.
I had vegetables today.
You had meat too.
2
2 meatballs. Anyways, so over COVID, I started noticing a huge increase in all of these weird emails of really like distributors or promoters. And I was like, where the fuck is this coming from? Sometimes independent people promoting themselves. So we took a gamble and we started going through them. And we actually had a few on our show that were the independent folk. And I asked them, I said, how the fuck do you from upstate New York have this information? Like, where did you come to find us? Well, there's this woman who you can find on multiple sites, I think Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 who has this list you can buy of all of these different promoters and shows that if you send your music to, you can hopefully have airplay. So you pay X number of dollars to this woman who's compiled this list of people. Guess what? The fucking internet's free. And then you send your music off to this email list in hopes that someone responds. So I was fucking livid because the whole point of my show is not monetization as far as like, you shouldn't have to pay to get to this point.
You paid to get a list.
But you paid for a
With our
fucking
name on it.
multiple page list
Yeah.
with us on it. So we're on this fucking horrible woman's list who's making money off our name. So we still get tons and tons of emails from all over the fucking world. So we're
But
going to go through our
it's-
email.
It's this like conglomeration of weird pop music, and it's like
It's weird. It's hip hop, it's
weird
pop,
stuff.
it's well, we have Australian punk on there too. Like it's a whole mix.
Sure.
And there's a few times where we find something that we actually think is good. Most times I don't like, you know why you're buying a list of where to
Weird.
send shit off?
Like I just made a playlist and
No.
I'll just skip to the next track. Like, why did this not- next.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Anyways,
So that's a little bit of our story and how we come to have all of these plethora of emails. But his statement about science fiction made me think that, and we went off on a tangent, yada yada yada. What does Walter say? Blah blah.
Long
Skip
story
short.
cut to
Skippity doo, skip to the end or whatever. We'll play another song for you. This one is called Horror Movies. It's from 1961. Dickie Goodman. So go ahead and play the song. This is all about different horror movies. Just let me stop talking.
I took my baby to a horror show. That's the only place she wants to go. She thinks that Dracula is so divine, and she wants to go steady with the Frankenstein. She's crazy about the creature from outer space. She thinks that the werewolf has the fuzziest face. She's gonna have a party in the mummy's tomb, and she's in love with the creature from the Black Lagoon. My baby loves a horror movie. My baby loves a horror movie. My baby loves a horror movie. Yeah, well. She's mad about the monster from the Black Museum, the invisible man, and she can't even see him. I better do something to get close to her, or I'll lose out to Godzilla or Tarantula. I gotta find somebody who can make me change into a horror monster with a face that's strange. I know that girl would have eyes for me if I looked like a man from 1,000,000 BC. My baby loves a horror movie. My baby loves a horror movie. My baby loves a horror movie. Yeah, well. There's a crazy old professor living just outside who could change Dr. Jekyll into Mr. Hyde. He's got the wildest laboratory that you ever seen. And over in the corner is a monster machine. I say, look here, Professor Man, you know what I mean. Come on and make me like a monster on a movie screen. My baby says that she don't like my face, so I gotta have a scary one to take its place. My baby loves a horror movie. My baby loves a horror movie. My baby loves a horror movie.
And fade to us again.
Hey, Chris. So we have been doing this now for a couple of months, and every time, well, when we've had a band, we've had the interlude between with various different songs, and now we're doing these sorts of things. Are you familiar with any of this music? I mean, some of it, yeah, right?
Pretty mostly like any of the ska that you play. Absolutely. Some of the other bands here and there, like the next one. I've heard listened to the next band. Los Straitjackets, I believe, is the next one.
Yes.
Most of it, though, I have not.
We played downtown by the lake. Here.
It was a free show.
Yeah, with
for 4th of July.
With oh man, that's really lame. I can't.
Nope. Just take a pause. Just think a minute. You got it. Play pause.
Nick Lowe, that's who it was. Nick Lowe was fronting them. They were here, and it was just like, how the fuck is this band with that guy playing down by Lake Michigan by the marina? Like, it was really cool.
It was cool.
And free on top of all that. And, the next track here is from Los Straitjackets on Planet.
should have a playlist called Missed Opportunities.
I know.
What would be your missed opportunity?
It is also a song they did, but this band from the 80s that did it, I'd have to say even better. The track was called Calhoun Surf. And I can't remember the name of the band, but honestly, it was done way better, but more, I guess, primitively.
So, Chris, I know that you're like a ska kid and you kind of probably predominantly err on the side of ska, but what other types of music do you listen to?
Ska punk, ska rock. No, reggae. I listen to like anything but country and mainstream hip hop and pop. I don't really do that stuff. But give me some like funk, some jam bands, some hip hop, some punk, some rock, all of that.
Okay. Do you remember the first time you heard a ska song?
Yes, Real Big Fish, Sell Out, and then Say Ferris. Come on, Eileen.
So when I was in I think it was 10th grade. It was the 10th grade. In gym class, part of the curriculum was line dancing. And one of the things we had to do was create our own dance. And so my friend and I created a line dance to Come on Eileen and from Say Ferris. And so that was our thing. But like my introduction into ska was in the 90s. My mom was really big into Bob Marley, but my brother was friends with punk kids who at the time the Doinkers were a band. And so like that was my
interest in the arguments too.
So it's like they were like the same thing adjacent.
Almost,
So like I, as a little kid, didn't have any real conceptualization of what that was, but I listened to that and I was influenced by it. And then once I got to middle school and people are like, ska, 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 Real Big Fish, blah, 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 mighty, mighty Boss Towns. And I was like, but do you guys even know about bands like Laurel Aitken and like, I don't know, Desmond Decker and any of that? And they were like, you're a poser. And I was like, I think they came first though, right? And then they're like, fuck you, I don't like you.
Well, the first ska I heard
Specials too.
was the Specials, but no, it was Madness and
They're good too.
Fisher Z and damn it, I just had it, but the Slits, and you know, listening to it when I was a little kid before I was like teenage years, like I really didn't know how to categorize ska versus punk because I thought it was all cool because it was so old and just sounded just rough and like real. And then, you know, getting to high school and then hearing all these like this like uppity happy stuff, I'm like, this is what that turned into. And like the, you know, just like being really baffled by it, and then hearing like like I like old Bad Religion a lot.
Yeah.
And then as they progressed, I was like, that's weird. And then hearing AFI and like H2O, and I'm like,
I don't like
like
that.
wow, like what happened? It's just like two separate worlds. Like I eventually like kind of like, you know, newer Bad Religion and AFI, but like early AFI was like pretty okay. Like it became kind of shit.
My first two ska CDs, my mom bought me for Valentine's Day. And I got the Pie Tasters Willis, and I got the Toasters Hard Band for Dead. And I immediately put on Toasters and was like, oh my God, this is the Kablam Band. So I also remember cutting out the moon ska, little like, send us your money with your order form and we'll get you something. And I sent it off to the address, New York City, New York State, 10108, and never got anything back, only to later discover that it was defunct and not a thing. And I was like, well, thanks. No one told me that. But I had been, you know, like introduced, and it took so long for me to get my own music. I've always been a weird, like, first, second wave kid. Like, whenever people are like, you're just the ska kid, you love Real Big Fish, right? And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, not to discredit them. I met them. They were okay. But like, what my real jam is like the old stuff. And then I think as I've gotten older, my music has become way more fluid. I love a lot of old 50s through 70s music. Like, that's just kind of where I fit. It doesn't even have to be ska. Like, that punk, that rock, that garage, that funk, like that music is kind of where I'm like, yeah, it's where I'm sitting currently, and enjoying.
Sure.
But with that, we transition nicely with one of my first CDs being from this band that we're going to play next. This is the Toasters with Frankenska.
Welcome to the antechamber of ska.
So,
Yes, we've been talking a lot this show.
what was it? Some food, gasoline, mother. What's the stupid?
Oh, yes, I was drinking gasoline. Murder.
Fucking The Simpsons.
Anyway.
Anyways, so that was the Toasters with Frank and Scott. Just a fun little upbeat sort of thing. This next song, Kiff and I happened to stop. Wait, pause before I talk. Chris, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight, I am drinking an apple cider donut cider. So it's like an apple cider donut flavored cider
So what?
from Down East Cider Company.
Cool.
It is
Nice.
delicious.
So you're a cider guy.
Mostly, yeah. Ciders and sours.
Sour, yeah. This thing that how did two get open? He's asleep. So Drecker, do you guys get
North Dakota.
this? Do you get Drecker?
I have not heard of it, but I did discover a bottle shop that gets a lot of like unique stuff really close to me. So I'll tell them they need to get some.
So Drecker was a company we discovered after we started really researching sours that we liked. And oh my God, they have so many awesome different types of sours. And you know what? Their brewery might be a halfway point, like meeting. Like we could both go there and meet, and we should go do like a flight tour, because in the summertime they have like their beer on tap, but with different floats, and they turn their sours into like these mixed ice cream drinks.
I'm in.
Yeah. So anyways, do you have a Halloween? Here's a question. As we get close to the end of this evening, I know that the show has kind of gone on and on and on and on, but I think part of it is the candor people stay for. Do you have a Halloween that you remember as a bad memory, like in sadness? Because I have one.
No, I do not. I got free candy. They're all good.
Mine was sad. I will tell you my sad tale. My last Halloween, I wasn't able to trick or treat because I got the chicken pox. So when I was very little, and we grew up in a neighborhood, you know, obviously full of little kids. We all played, we ran around. Ooh, excuse me. As these kids caught chicken pox, my mom would make us go play with these kids. Never ever did I once get the chicken pox. I did not get the chicken pox until I was like 14 in the 7th grade. So I remember sitting in class one day, and I'm getting sicker and sicker, and I feel horrible and horrible, and I'm like sweating, and I'm clammy, and I look like I don't have any color, and I'm really gross, and I'm like, I'm really sick. I don't feel good. And like, I remember the girl who sat next to me in science class scooting away. At this point, Miss Coates was my science teacher. Didn't really say anything, but also like we were having a discussion about the art, whatever.
Sure.
My mom picked us up from school. The plan was we were going to go get pumpkins, go to the pumpkin farm, do all this fun stuff, because we had a 4-day weekend, which ended with us being able to trick or treat. We get to the pumpkin farm. I'm sitting there. They're taking pictures. I'm like, I am really sick. I really don't feel good. My mom's like, you have a really high fever. I'm like, yeah, I've had a fever all day. Like, can we please go home? Next morning, I woke up in these gross black boils all over my body. Disgusting. Felt so sick. No good. So then, obviously, the next few days, my mom is bathing me in oatmeal baths. I wasn't itchy. I was just really sick. Lots of Tylenol, lots of sleeping, lots of movies. And then it's Sunday. I remember it being a Sunday, and I'm watching all of these Turner Classic Movies, Halloween shit. I'm laying on the couch, and she's like, "You should hand out candy because you look fucking scary. You don't even need to dress up." I was like, "That's not funny." It was horrible because I had an awesome
She
costume.
still says things like that now.
I know, she's such a peach.
She's a spitfire.
But that was my horrible. The thing is too, 2 weeks after that, so we're into November, I still am trying to recover from this, and those big black boils are healing, but they're falling off and I look gross. I had won an award
Not leprosy.
that I had to go accept, and my mom had to like paint me in chamomile and then paint me in like cover up and blend it real good so that I could go get this award I had won. And I was like, I just still don't feel good and I look gross. It was horrible. It was really bad. So word to the wise, don't get chicken pox when you're 14. And with that, the next song is kind of a mix that we got. So Kif and I last night picked this song for you guys. Monsters in Black Tights.
My monster in black tights, you've got the kind of blood that I likes. I remember the day you dragged me away and left me on a barbed wire fence. You tickled my monster in black tights. You've got the kind of eye that I likes, with your wrinkled up chin where the worms have been. You make me wanna hold you tight. Oh, I love to see you hopping along. What else can you do with 3 legs? No, it may seem ever so wrong. I like you best when you're in your vest, my monster in black tights. You're everything a freak like I likes. And if you say you won't run away, I'll untie your chains today. Oh, I love to see you hopping along. I've got 3 legs too. Though it may seem ever so wrong, I like you best when you're in your best, my monster in black tights. You're everything a freak like I likes. And if you say you won't run away, I'll untie your chains today. And I'll feed you, dear. And I'll take your cage away. Come on, my dear, my hideous little monster. Let's go for walking in the graveyard. Come on, walkies. Come on, my dear, this way. You hideous little thing, you.
Burp. Anywho,
You got a bad
So
memory?
I do recall a bad Halloween memory, and it was one of the last Halloweens that I had with my dad before he passed away. I was 12. Passed away the year after that, and one of my cousins, like second cousins or something like that, come with his parents to our house, and I went out with friends to go trick or treating. It's cool. So I wore a shirt with blood on it because I wanted candy because I was gonna go smoke pot later.
He heard pot and woke up. Sam.
But my dad took this kid out to go trick or treating, and then this kid like ditched my dad, and my dad like later, it's like tried to take this kid out, and like he just ditched me. So I'm like, fuck this shit. And there's my
How was it bad?
Kid was an asshole.
Oh, okay. How does that affect you?
It doesn't.
Did you go trick or treating with him?
No, because I didn't like him.
So your dad took him, so it's your dad's bad memory?
Dead memory.
So we've reached the end of our playlist tonight.
Anyways, I'm done being morbid and weird. But
No,
here,
he's not.
no, I never will be. But last one is my selection from Unknowns. Here's Dream Sequence.
You take the velvet ropes, you tie me up. You take the devices out and you listen in the depths. You put your earplugs in so you won't hear me screaming. But then I opened my eyes, saw that I was dreaming. I said, oh, the pleasures and the pain that run screaming through your brain. Are you dreaming? Are you sleeping? As these are not tomorrow's people breathe through your Well, you see all the people on the street, yeah, they're walking in, they're talking, got new shoes on their feet. I think it's got a cat and a leaping too. The hooker in the red dress wants to be you. She said, I feel right now, I you today, but I bet that you're working for the CIA. She turned around, said, forget it. He said, oh, started to go, he said, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The pleasures and the pain that run screaming through your veins. Are you dreaming? Are you sleeping? I see the doctor else keep on creeping through your Well, he woke up and he started to sweat. Saw a lot of places he would like to forget. Saw the girl he was with last night. She said, honey, I'll pick up a bite. She jumped back, pulled a gun. She said, this is it for you, son. She shot him down. He fell dead. The carpet was blew up. Then he turned and said, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Those pleasures and those pains that run screaming through your brain. Are you dreaming? Are you sleeping? As these and miles keep on creeping through my mind, through my mind, through my mind, through my mind.
Anyways, that was the last
It was.
of the eve.
This was our Halloween spooktacular. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Chris, for spending your last stateside Wednesday with us. Next week, Chris will be over across the pond in England.
I'll be on a
So-
plane. Actually,
Well-
at that point in time, just
It-
I'll still be flying there.
You will still be flying there? Okay. So anyways, Chris is going to an awesome music festival that happens every year in England. And so he won't be joining us next Wednesday or the Wednesday after, which is the 9th. And we don't have any bands because The band that was booked for next week turned out to be a whole bunch of shitbags. And the bands after that
That's right.
declined. So they're from Dublin, and we were trying to book with them prior to, so we could pre-record. They weren't comfortable with us pre-recording them live. They wanted to record their own stuff, mix and master it, then send it to us, and then record an interview. So we're waiting for the prima donnas to finish their shit. So maybe in the next year we will have them on. So for the next 2 weeks, you get Kif and I, and I'm sure it will be just fine. We're going to go through submissions from people.
I'm sure.
It will be. You'll get more pithy banter. You'll get ridiculous information.
Full of pith and vinegar.
And we're going to go through our email and see who has sent us stuff. And so we'll play music that people have sent us. And then if you don't send us anything, we'll have to make up, just like fucking what's this?
TFB.
What?
Too fucking bad.
We'll have, I was gonna say like Jurassic Park. We'll have to fit in the different sequences of music so that we make up for your
So
deficit.
life finds a way.
So anyways, happy Halloween. Be safe this weekend. Dress up, enjoy yourself, and without further ado, enjoy your evening. Okay.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. I'll exit out.